That is, boys from good households do not behave this way. The world kept suggesting I was a girl, but my private parts indicated that I was a boy. And then there was the whole question of sexuality. I was attracted to boys. My first inklings and stirrings of lust came from noticing big, strong arms, the hint of a guy's mustache over his lips, billboards that advertised men's underwear, and I was puzzled. Was there a woman inside me who wouldn't really express herself because of some last-minute mix-up that God did at the time of my birth? Back then, in the early 1990s, the word gay simply meant happy. Until one fine day, I was told that, in fact, that was who I was. Directed to Ashok for advice, I remember that day in Maheshwari Gardens so very well when seeing him and others like him and me around. I was overjoyed to have finally found an identity I could call mine wholeheartedly. I was not Chakka, Mamu, God, or any of those terms hurled at me on a daily basis as abuses. I was gay. The world might still not like me for desiring someone of my own sex, but at least now there was certainty. For the first time in my life, I could set aside the crippling confusion and say to the world, I am a gay man. The certainty did not last long. Now the world expected me to behave in yet another way. Once again, I was confronted with parameters and boundaries. I could wear shirts and pants, but I had to look and act pansy. If I felt like wearing lipstick and a sari, it would mean I was doing drag. I just liked the feel of the sari and the way it draped over my body. Does there really have to be more to it? I wondered. As a gay man, I was also always supposed to be cruising other gay men, to be on the lookout for sex almost constantly. How exhausting! Is that any way to live? And why is it all only about sex? I wondered about all this as I went on with my life, checking the boxes I was tagged under as a gay man, as a drag queen. But the question of my identity, that dialogue with myself, remained unanswered, unaddressed. Who am I when it's just me alone in my room? Who am I for the world? Are these two selves different? Do they have to be? I am 37 today, and over the years, I don't know if I have reached a place closer to the answer. I don't know if I ever will. But if there is one identity I stay true to, it is the one that was created almost seamlessly. It is the Laxmi the world demanded when I went out to make my voice heard, to talk about the rights of transgenders. The persona of Laxmi, the activist, that was formed as much by the world I was interacting with as by my own efforts. The supremely confident Laxmi, who wears gorgeous saris, expensive makeup and perfume, who projects an image of absolute self-assurance, travels the length and breadth of the country, and attends international conferences, gives speeches at queer pride parades, delivers TED Talks, is interviewed by the likes of Guernica and Salman Rushdie. So many doors that were closed to me, that were firmly shut, opened to this Laxmi. The creation of this persona has played an incredibly important role in my story. In the journey of my life, I began to enjoy being this Laxmi. And this Laxmi got things done. So she is as much for the world as for me. If there is one role for me, the one big cause I know I'm meant for, the raison d'être of my existence, it is that of an activist. I firmly believe that even if you have the best laws, unless you change the mindset of people, nothing will change. And that is what true activism means to me. That's why I can never be a 9-to-5 activist. I don't understand that. I am and can only be a 24/7 activist. Which is why, whatever the circumstances in my personal life, in public, I have to be that. The Laxmi. Once I step out of my personal space, I cannot be merely myself. I have to be in the garb of that strong activist Laxmi because, inadvertently, I have come to represent a community of millions.